What if I told you that three simple words could quietly rearrange the entire structure of your life? Now, before we go any further, let me share a small secret with you. When I say three words, I'm speaking in the language of power, not grammar. Because each of these words is, in truth, a living phrase, a complete instruction, a creative command, three small groupings of words that act as one. And the universe, my dear, does not count syllables. It responds to meaning. So when I say three words, understand this. I'm handing you three keys, and each key unlocks a different door within your own life. Now, let us begin. What if the greatest creative force in your life was not your effort, not your plans, not even your prayers, but your everyday speech? The quiet things you say without thinking, the small complaints, the passing remarks, the whispered doubts. You see, the universe is always listening, but it listens in a very particular way. It does not interpret. It does not correct. It does not pause and say, "Surely they didn't mean that." It simply answers, "Yes." Florence herself said it plainly. Your word is your wand, not your intention, not your wish, your word. And most people are casting spells all day long without realizing it. I'm exhausted. I never have enough. Nothing works out for me. Said lightly, repeated often, believed quietly. And the universe, ever obedient, responds in kind. Now, here is where it becomes rather fascinating. Your subconscious mind, that faithful servant within you, does not question your authority. It assumes you are always giving correct instructions, so when you repeat something, even casually, it begins to arrange your world to match it, not as punishment, not as a reward, simply as a response. So when you say, "I am tired," you may believe you are stating a fact, but in the language of creation, you are issuing a command, and life begins to echo it. More tiredness, more reasons to feel drained, more confirmation. And you might say, "Well, that's just reality." Ah, but what if reality is listening to you more than you are observing it? Now, here is the liberating truth. You have been creating your life perfectly, not incorrectly, not accidentally, perfectly. You have been consistent, focused, persistent. Only, perhaps not in the direction you intended. And today, we do not give you new power. We simply refine your direction. So let us now speak of the first of the three words, or rather, the first living phrase. I am. These two small words carry extraordinary weight, because whatever follows them becomes identity, not a passing feeling, not a temporary state, but a declaration of being. When you say I am, you are defining yourself, and for many, this has been used rather carelessly. I am stressed. I am unlucky. I am behind. Each time spoken, each time reinforced. But now we change this, not forcefully, not dramatically, but gently and deliberately. Instead of I am tired, you say, I am restoring my energy. Instead of I am broke, you say, I am aligning with new sources of income. Now, I know what you may be thinking. This feels strange. Of course it does. You are learning a new language, and every language feels unfamiliar, until it becomes natural. So here is your simple task. Just notice. Catch yourself using I am in a limiting way, just a few times today, and softly, without judgment, rephrase it. That alone begins the shift, because the moment you change your identity, you begin to change your reality. And in just a moment, we will explore the second word, the one that teaches your mind to recognize abundance where it already exists. But let me ask you this first. If your words are shaping your world, what have you been telling it? Now that you have begun to reshape how you define yourself, something rather interesting begins to happen. Your mind starts looking for proof. Because your subconscious mind, my dear, is not persuaded by hope, it is persuaded by evidence. And this brings us to the second of our three words, I have. A simple phrase, yes, but a powerful instruction. Now, before we go any further, let us gently place all three of these creative commands before you, without yet exploring them in full. I am, I have, and I choose. Three small expressions, each carrying a world within it. We have already begun with the first. We are now stepping into the second. And in just a moment, we will arrive at the third, which completes the picture. But for now, remain with I have. You see, this is not merely gratitude, though gratitude flows naturally from it. This is what I like to call spiritual accounting. You are training your mind to recognize what already exists so that it may multiply, because whatever your attention rests upon expands. Now, here is where many go astray. They attempt to declare things they do not yet feel. I have unlimited wealth. I have perfect love. And yet, within them, there is doubt. And the subconscious mind cannot be persuaded by words alone. It responds to feeling. So we begin where we are. Small, true, certain. I have a quiet moment. I have a roof above my head. I have wonderful health. And as you say it, feel it, even faintly, because that feeling is the signal. It tells your subconscious, yes, more of this. Now, I would like you to do something simple, but powerful. Go to the comments below and write these three words. I am, I have, I choose. Write them slowly, not because you fully understand them yet, but because you are opening the door to them. Because when you write something, you automatically claim it. You anchor it. You begin to participate in it. Now, as you continue this practice of I have, something begins to change. You notice more comfort, more support, more quiet blessings. Not because they suddenly appeared, but because you are finally seeing them. And what you see grows. And in just a moment, we will turn to the final word, the one that gives direction to everything you have just begun. And now, we arrive at the third of the three, the one we have only hinted at until now. I choose. Now listen carefully, because this is where everything shifts. You have learned how to define yourself. I am. You have learned how to recognize what is already present. I have. But without direction, power drifts, and this is where most people unknowingly give their power away. They live as though they are reacting to life, reacting to circumstances, reacting to people, reacting to events. But reaction is not creation. Choice is. When you say, I have no choice, you quietly surrender your authority. But the moment you say, I choose, something changes. You step back into authorship, and the universe responds very differently to someone who chooses. It begins to collaborate. Let me share something with you. I once observed a woman who believed she was completely trapped in her situation. Every conversation led to the same conclusion. There is no way out. Until one day, she changed one sentence. I choose to see this differently. And something shifted, not immediately around her, but within her. And that is always where it begins. She began to notice opportunities where she had seen obstacles before. She began to feel possibility where before she felt limitation. And in time, her outer world followed. Not because life changed first, but because she did. So instead of saying, this is ruining everything, you say, I choose to find the hidden advantage here. Instead of, I'm stuck, you say, I choose to believe something is opening for me now. And here is the quiet truth. The universe responds to direction, not desperation. So when you choose, you give it direction. Now, there is one final refinement. Timing. There are moments when your mind is most receptive, just before sleep, and just as you awaken. In those quiet spaces, your subconscious listens without resistance. So tonight, instead of replaying your worries, whisper your new instructions. I am calm. I have the ability to achieve anything I want. I choose to live more healthily, gently, softly, because the universe responds to clarity, not force. Now, at first, you may notice some resistance. This is natural. Old thoughts will return. Doubts will appear. Let them pass. They are echoes of the past, not truths. Your task is not to fight them. Your task is to continue. For the next 7 days, carry these 3 words with you. I am. I have. I choose. Notice your speech, refine it, redirect it, and watch. Watch how your thoughts soften. Watch how your reactions shift. Watch how small things begin to align. Because when you change your words, you change your instructions. And when you change your instructions, your reality has no choice but to rearrange itself. So tell me, what will you choose to change next? If this video resonated with you, give it a like and subscribe so we can continue this wonderful journey together.